entrepreneur. It is a great success in her life. In 2015, she founded Rent and Attire, an elite marketplace specializing in man and woman designer wear for the millennial generation. Headquartered in Pune, Rent and Attire is currently live in three Dehradun stores. It is a great achievement. Welcome you, Lavina ma'am. It's really have come to guide us today. Altogether, Dhruv Sethji has been added to the meeting. He is a young entrepreneur. He started with robotics. Am I audible?
Yeah, Pranavji, you can continue.
Among us, we also have Shri Dhruv Sethji. He is the founder of Schemobotics. Other than that, he is also an machine learning enthusiast. Recently, he had been building computer vision prototypes on the edge using tiny ML on embedded processors. In terms of software, he liked to build NLP-based sentiments analysis and robotic operating systems based on robotic arm simulation software. He is a robotics geek. It is very nice that we have him among us. We welcome you, sir, to be with us.
I'm here, thank you.
Pranav, please continue.
The technical issue has not yet been solved, so Ms. Priyanka is not with us until now. So let us presently welcome Ms. Lavina Laitunjam, who is, as I already told, founder of Rent and Attire. As I was talking about her offices, she has been she has offline stores in three cities, Pune, Dehradun, and Delhi, and they are delivering to 22 cities online within India. Our participants are really excited to hear from you, Ms. Lavina. Please come forth and take the session.
Hi. Hi everyone, am I audible, Pranav? Can you see me, hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We are audible and we can hear you.
Okay. Now I'm asking everybody. Okay. Good evening. I can see Pranav, you're saying I'm not audible.
Hello,
Yeah.
Miss Lavina, you are not audible.
Okay, can you?
Yes, ma'am. It is now clear.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am. Please
lovely.
continue. You are audible to us.
Lovely. Thank you. Our founder of Rent and Attire. Pranav, thank you so much for that lovely introduction. And I'm so thankful to Team Think India for inviting me and sharing the success story of Rent and Attire. So before we start, let me quickly tell all of you what Rent and Attire. Basically, Rent and Attire is a offline online fashion rental platform where we rent out designer outfits. Consumers rent their outfits from us. We are a marketplace, just like Amazon is a marketplace where they sell different vendors. We are a market. We have different designers and individuals who can list their outfit with us, and we further rent it to other. Okay, so we are totally working on shared economy model, and we have built revenue streams both online and offline. So that is what Rent and Attire is all about, and we are currently live in 3 cities. We have 3 experience stores. One is in Pune, one is in Delhi, and one is in Dehradun. And we deliver to Pan India through our online platforms. So this is about Rent and Attire. Now, how did we start something like Rent and Attire, or who are we? So this is very interesting. I will quote example everywhere because there are 3 things which Rent focus on. One is change, customers, and grit. So I'll give you examples for each, which will help you all to understand if at all you want to start something on your own, what are the things which we had, focused on. So I have good 16 years of corporate experience. And one fine day we were sitting in a cafeteria in the corporate setup, discussing with each other. Now I belong to North. For every wedding I had to attend, I had to buy very expensive stuff. And after the wedding, I did not know what to do with them. And that is what I was discussing with my colleagues, that, every time I have to buy outfits, and then right from maintenance to storage to, what do I do after, the event is over, is a question which I always ask myself. So that was a very interesting conversation which started, and all of us started thinking, why don't we have something like this where, we can actually take the outfit and just fraction of the MRP, even if someone gives me a lakh rupees outfit in 10,000, I'm ready to pay, but that way we'll get value for money. So we were done with our tea. We had interesting conversation. We went back to workstations. And that's where it struck me that why are we, discussing about the problem and not looking at the solution? That is where I decided that, since it's a problem which is very common to all, why not start something like this? But just sitting and discussing in a cafeteria with, 4 or 5 colleagues, which I wanted to, focus on. So I thought, why don't I do a need analysis? That's where what I did, I ran a small survey within the network I had, the family, friends, to understand if something like this is started, if I give a platform to people where they can either list their outfit with us or rent the outfits from us, they be part of such, platform. And to my surprise, the response was amazingly good. Almost 99% people said that they would be interested to rent out outfits, provided hygiene and other factors were well taken care of. And that is where I thought, oh yeah, that is another angle which I should be looking at. So that is how Rent and Attire started in year 2015. We had our first flagship store. And, so this was first thing where we got now you got the validation, right? The idea can work. You have target audience as well. However, how do you get started? How do you build the inventory? Now, initially, when we started our store, we had just 50 outfits listed with us, and we started with 50 outfits because we just thought, let's understand. So I was still testing the waters. And while doing so, and these 50 outfits, believe me, when you start something new, it's not very easy to get the trust from people, about giving their 2 lakh rupee outfit to us. So we started with our family, friends, and network, asking them, why don't you list your outfit with us? It was very informal way of asking and getting them listed on board. So after doing that, those 50 outfits, that's where I thought, why don't I design a nice framework, which is offline and online both. Now, offline, the store was there, but you can only reach up to the city level. So the idea was to reach up to the, overall country level. So that's where we built a website and an Android app where we thought we'll reach out to one to many. That was the idea. So we built a team of, techies, marketing, and the other folks. Since I come from HR background, it was very easy for me to do so. So we built the team and we focused on reaching out to more than just one city. So those 50 outfits, the way things went on, we literally started getting people who were very happy to list their outfits. When we launched our store, we had a half-page article published on Times of India, and we had people calling us and just congratulating us, stating that this is a wonderful idea and we would be happy to list their outfit with us. So that is how we have seen progress. So from 50 outfit within a span of 1 or 2 years, we had 1,000 outfits with us, which we can literally call as product. Okay, so after building the team and having the product in place, having a technical framework also to reach out to people, the next interesting challenge which I faced as an individual, as an entrepreneur, was, so I come from a very formal background of corporate setup where we had close to 12,000, 15,000 people. And what I had to do was just sit in my cabin and drop an email to the team stating, this shall be done by today, EOD, give me update on this. This is how I had worked and grown. And suddenly to a setup where I had to literally, it's a very interesting example which I can narrate is that, I had to literally deal with tailors and everybody because of alteration when we started. So I did not know how to deal in that kind of environment. So this tailor just did not come one day. So next day I asked him, why were you late? So why didn't you come? So he simply said that, I just didn't feel. So, all right, fine. So I kind of blasted him and I said, this is not done. You have to be professional, everything. And then he went back and never answered our calls for 2 days, and he had our outfits with him. So that was the moment when I asked my team, I had a team of designers, that, what went wrong? So that's where I've realized that the segment is so different that you cannot deal the team the way I've dealt in the past. That was my first experience as a entrepreneur. Change to really work in this particular environment. So that change management is the first thing which I tell every entrepreneur to focus on. First, we have to change ourselves, then only we can change the systems in and around us, and that will lead us to the next step of success. So that was first example, because when he came after 2 days and I asked him, so from the question that why didn't you come or why were you late, to I literally reached a point where I had to talk to him in a way that, no bhaiya, please kal time pe aa jana, late mat karna. So this is how things change, and this is how the segment change. So that change which I brought in myself changed a lot of things. We suddenly had the team growing, and the entire team was kind of connected to each other. The second example which I'm going to talk about is I was at the store, the first store which we had opened, and a mother-daughter came in for outfit for her daughter. The moment her daughter wore that outfit and she came out of the trial room, tears rolled down out of the mother's face. And I was kind of a little clueless, how this is happening. And that's where the second realization happened, that the business which we have got into is not just about selling a product or renting a product. We are in a business where we are actually dealing with emotions. Especially in India, a daughter's wedding is a very, very emotional event for everybody. And every outfit, everything which we are dealing with, if we fail anywhere, it is going to lead to a lot of, uncomfort for everybody, and especially for a bride who is already panicking because she's getting married. So that was the second realization, that we are dealing with emotions. The business is all about emotions, so we have to be very focused on individual emotions, and we have no space for any mistakes. So that was second realization, which I call it as knowing your customers. So you need to know customers very well. Right from dealing with people, employees in HR, to dealing with clients who are emotionally bound is very different segment. That's where again, I kind of trained the team to deal with customers very differently. And when I say that, each of our experience store has stylists in place who actually help every individual who walk in with the suggestions on how, in terms of the body tone type, everything, personalized service. And that is why if you look at, since we focused a lot on our customers, if you Google Rent and Attire, if you see the reviews, you'll only see positive reviews, because one person who left the store happily got 10 more people again back to the store. So that is how we have grown very well in terms of word to mouth. Although all marketing and everything is in place, but we know that most of our clients who go back definitely come back with 10 more clients. And that's where we feel that knowing your customer and accordingly, delivering your products is very, very important. So that is second thing which I would, tell anybody who is kind of, thinking of becoming an entrepreneur should focus on. Third example is where, so like I said, all the outfits, all the products which we have is not owned by Rent and Attire. It is all by either by designers or either by individuals. So it's a marketplace where everyone lists their outfit with us. Now, while doing so, one of the lady called in between and she just said that, I just want to thank you. And I did not know why she thanking me. And then she said, I always wanted to work, but I got married very early and I just couldn't, earn. So now through my outfits, I am making good money, and it gives me a lot of satisfaction that I am now not only homemaker, also earning some money out of it. And that's where we realize, yes, we are kind of, helping people who always wanted to do something in some or the other way. So this was another thing where we feel that we are touching people in some way, and these are the people who are again bringing in more customers to us. So being connected to them is an interesting thing, especially designers as well. And now with COVID times, a lot of designers lost their lot of clients, and they're all coming to us and giving their outfits so that we can further list. And so they are not in total loss. So in some way, we're also giving back to the community and society, and they're earning good money, and it is also a fruitful thing for us. Last but not the least is grit. As an entrepreneur, it's very, very important to have that grit in place. Passion and perseverance is something which will take you on a higher place. Giving you an example, in last 4.5 years of business, we have seen demonetization, we have seen COVID, we have seen multiple things which were very uncertain, which weren't really expected. And still we, are doing very well at this moment also. We also had these thoughts thinking, what will happen post-COVID. But trust me, we are doing way better than last year post-COVID right now. So, although a lot of things have changed, the way we have done things have changed, but the way things are going are, definitely going to take us on a higher level. So the passion and perseverance and taking those positive risks are very, very important as an entrepreneur. So focus on those things. These are 3-4 things you focus on that is definitely going to take you to places. So this is what I wanted to share with all of you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me.
If anyone has any questions, please type in the chat box. Ma'am, there is a question for you. Could you just elaborate your delivery system? Is it kind of Amazon or different?
Just let me read it. Can you just,
Yeah.
okay. So we have kept the delivery system in two different ways. Now Amazon is a very different, it's a selling platform where people sell stuff. Now ours is to deal with, mostly for the heavy outfits, wedding outfits. So the delivery system is not same. For folks who walk into the store are expected to pick and drop on their own. However, for online deliveries, we deliver on our own. We have tied up with, different delivery partners, for example, Delivery, DTDC, and other people who do our delivery.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. There is one more question. What are the most important costs inherent in your business model? Which key resources are most expensive and which key activities are most expensive?
The most expensive and at the same time most valuable resources are the human resource. Without them, we cannot move ahead. They're very, very important. At the same time, they're most expensive as well, but that is expected, because if your team is not with you, if your team doesn't, go by what you feel for the organization, you're going to fail. Today, whatever we are, it is all because of the team. I had wonderful team who had always believed in the idea, who had always come up with new ideas, always launched something new, energetic, very peppy. In fact, we hire a lot of freshers, and I always say this to everybody that the kind of energy freshers bring in onto the table, sometimes I'm also surprised at how can you do so many things together. They're the multitasker. They have amazing energy. They have amazing ideas. They're ready to work day and night. They don't feel that they're working. They always feel that they're enjoying the work. And that's the beauty of working with freshers. And I always love to hire freshers in the team because I need that energy. The energy is everything in an organization or anything you do. If you have that positive energy, cost is secondary.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. Your passion and teamwork has really led to success. You have competed with established corporates and gained to this position. And your idea of knowing customers and touching the hearts of clients is really important. Most of the entrepreneurs often forget that your goal is not just earning money, it is also to reach to the customers and to solve their problems. It was really nice talking to you, and your story was really inspiring. Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Thank you so
Now,
much, Pranav.
thank you, ma'am. Now, Priyanka ma'am has joined us again. It would be nice to also have a session with her. As I already talked about her, let me brief once again about her. She is India's leading social media driven machine learning community, and her community has more than 330,000 members. She specializes in content marketing, social media analytics, online brand strategy, business storytelling, consumer psychology, online community management, influencer, and affiliate marketing. She loves to apply consumer psychology methods and practices to marketing and branding. I heartily welcome ma'am to come forward for the session.
Hi, thank you so much, first of all, for introducing me. And sorry for all the hassle. Um, Apologies for that. But I'm really glad to be here, first of all. And I am like really happy to share my experiences. First of all, I am leading Machine Learning India, which is India's largest um, social media driven machine learning community. And what do we do here? It is that we towards bringing about awareness about deep technologies, about emerging technology like artificial intelligence, robotics, automation, machine learning, big data, data science, deep learning, neural networks, so on and so forth. Because India is sort of an untapped market, when it comes to uh, deep technologies, and we haven't really been leading the wave, but we are like surely moving towards it. And I personally was like deeply passionate about the subject, and I wanted to create awareness, which is exactly why I went ahead with doing something fascinating. And obviously, being a woman in entrepreneurship is a bit challenging. Every step you take, you're sort of undervalued, overlooked, and sometimes um, there are a couple of people out there who are not very welcoming, I would say. But it is all about bringing obstacles down, really overcoming all your hurdles and doing what you're passionate about at the end of the day. There are so many amazing students and, especially girls coming up to me, ladies coming up to me and, asking me, what is it that, really motivated you to keep going and, go to a position where you become like the leading community here in India. And I just have one question. I mean, it doesn't really matter who you are, but what your passion is as an individual and what you're willing to do in order to help it survive at the end of the day. So, the best things about entrepreneurship that I've learned is that once you learn how to reach out, once you learn how to talk about your problems to people, there are definitely going to be people that are willing to help you. Okay. A lot of women, a lot of men also, for that sake. I mean, we have amazing ideas in our mind, but we never go ahead and really think of implementing started. We wait for that perfect time, for that perfect moment, for that perfect everything. I mean, people keep asking for perfect roadmaps, and if there's any book that will make them successful, or if there's any course that will make them successful, I mean, it doesn't work that way. Everybody sort of evolves in their own time zone. Everybody has a different story. So, there's nothing like a perfect roadmap, I would say, but it all depends on just getting started, and everything eventually falls in place. So, like, this was literally my second learning. The first being go out and ask, discuss your problem. There will be someone out in the world out there who will be willing to help you. The one being that you are supposed to really just get started, embrace the whole, getting started thing. Because if you don't do that, you essentially cannot, form your 50th successful business venture or 20th successful business venture until you have your first one or you get started with your first one, right? So, just go along with the wave, have your ideologies in place. What is that you stand for? What are your core values? What are you passionate about? First of all, find more about that. Now, I was only a college student when I was, taking a lot of interest in the subject of machine learning and AI. And then I realized, oh my God, there are so many people out there who are like, willing to be guided, willing to be mentored in this subject, but they have no guidance or mentorship whatsoever. They are willing to have their careers established in this domain, but there's nobody out there to help them. So you just have to, seek for opportunities out there in the market which are already existing, and then sort of establish yourself in that position. So these are a couple of things that I wanted to highlight, and also the fact that it's extremely important for one to not be very clingy with ideas. Okay, that is one thing I've learned in my journey, because sometimes we find our ideas very fascinating and they all look very appealing to us, but at the end of the day, I think what matters is what people are going to buy and what really solves the problem at large, right? So these are a few things to be taken into consideration. So do not cling to ideas. Really give all ideas a fair chance, a fair try, and do whatever works. Do this A/B testing thing. Test one idea out, do iterative improvement, then test another idea out, then sort of figure out, optimally which one is the best and how things are working out. Do not give up really quickly. I see a lot of women getting started with something, but they come across a hurdle. Um, um, and they sort of give up. I mean, they're very shy towards getting or asking help in the first place. So I think that is something which we need to work on very actively. And we entirely cannot blame them. I think as a community, we need to come forward and really need to help women, budding women entrepreneurs, I would say. And not just women, but also men. Whoever is trying to get into business, established business personnel should come ahead and really, teach students or teach some budding entrepreneur how is it that they're supposed to go ahead. Because our education system sort of is very inclined towards pushing someone towards a very successful job. But how many times do we see that, um, students getting out of their colleges directly getting into entrepreneurship or having successful businesses even before they graduate. It's very less, we do not see it usually. Every college has one or two of such cases, and the ratio is very poor, to be very honest. And this is not the way to go ahead. India, I mean, with the kind of population we have, we should think about creating jobs for people rather than cribbing about a job for ourselves. I mean, if you are the same thing, I mean, there's nothing bad about going ahead with the job. If it really makes you happy, go ahead with it. But let's say you have some entrepreneurial aspirations and you see yourself as a business person in the future, then why not go ahead, give it a try? Once, twice, thrice. Things might not work out, but eventually they have to, right? So all that's required in the end is some sort of dedication, some sort of passion, and with experience you get better. Now, if I were to tell my experience, I got started in entrepreneurship at the age of 29 years. That was when I started working on my first startup, which didn't work out very well. The second startup, it didn't work out very well either. The third one really was successful to some extent, and I learned how to commercialize my art. I'm a professional artist. So while at college, I used to make these portraits and I used to ship them across the country and internationally too. And I used to get all orders via social media. So in the process, I learned graphic designing, I learned social media, I learned the social media algorithm, how to convince people online, how to really make sales happen, how to manage the accounts, and what is it that's required to get a business registered. So these are all small beginnings. Now, obviously, we know that that kind of a model wasn't really scalable because I was trading my time for money, right? But it taught me a lot of things more than anything else. I think it gave me the confidence that I can really do something by myself, for myself, even if it just means a couple of thousands of rupees, right? And that confidence is all that's required to, push you to do something bigger, right? If you understand that, yes, fine, I can make 1,000 rupees every day, you would also want to go ahead and think about how is it that I want to scale this particular thing up and go from 1,000 to 5,000. So it all boils down to taking initiative and just going ahead. So that was what I did with a whole personalized gifting and artworks thing. And then like I decided to commercialize my machine learning skill. And then I started looking for ways, but then I was sort of forming an audience online, and I knew that something could be done with this influence. So I thought of turning it into a community, and then all the skills that I had gathered, like social media marketing, graphic designing, convincing people, presenting things in a very appealing manner. I think all of those things really came into play, and then I started using all of that and just um, you know presenting it in front of people. All the talents that I had. So it was an amazing experience altogether. So for now, I think what we're doing is we are a content-based organization. So if you are interested in learning machine learning, if you're interested in learning AI, data science, or any other deep technology for that sake, you could go on our social media handle, find out Machine Learning India, and there you will get all the information. We post awesome content, we post awesome resources for students to get started in these technologies. And not just that, but also free courses, free material, and all that a student would need a really good job coming out of college. So this is what we do right now. We are moving towards, establishing or being a brand in machine learning here in India and the globe, so that we Indians are not underrepresented in any technology, or at least we get to have a significant take in the global artificial intelligence revolution. Now things are going to be very different 5 years, 10 years down the line, and I think this is just the beginning, right? So we sort of need to embrace these upcoming technologies and need to think of ways in which humans as well as robots, or humans as well as AI, can collaborate in a way which brings out positive reforms in the society. So we are working towards that. We are working towards building an ecosystem of artificial intelligence here in India. So when you say ecosystem, it not just means education, but also creating job opportunities or directing, aspiring machine learning engineers to proper job opportunities, to proper companies. Just helping them network with each other, find each other, interact with each other, learn from each other. So when you say an ecosystem, everything sort of comes into play, right? And we are trying to enable that. Nobody has ever done this in India. And there are a couple of companies which are trying to do that, but then everybody's sort of in a race, I would say. And we'll see how things turn out to be, but for now, I think it's going pretty amazing. And I'm very happy with the kind of progress we have had so far. So around 3 to 4 lakh people have joined us in less than 2 years, which is absolutely fantastic. And we project that we would grow to, let's say, 10 lakh members, 20 lakh members in the next 3 to 4 years. So it's very fascinating. I think one of the biggest last advices I would like to give people is your life are never going to be green at the same time. Stars are never going to align for you. All you have to do is hit the ground running, get started, and things eventually fall in place. That's how it works for me, and that's how it really works for everyone else. All successful people will tell you that it doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman or you identify as someone else, but honestly, what matters at the end of the day is what are you here to do, and what is your purpose, what is that ambition in your life, what is it that you want to do with your life, and how many people is it going to impact in the longer run. So keep working towards it. You won't find answers very easily. That's there. Everybody has their own time, and but you at least have to start working in that direction. If you at least take one step in that direction, with every single day that passes, and then in 365 days you'll see the cumulative effect is absolutely humongous. So that's my last advice. I think with those words I would like to wrap my uh, TED sort of a thing here, and I would be more than willing to answer your question. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Now, participants can put in their questions in the chat box. So, ma'am, we have one question for you. Most of the time, when an idea fails, it's more of a failure in the execution aspects. In your journey, were there any points where you have to assess this aspect before switching to another idea? Any advice to budding entrepreneurs on this aspect?
Well, see, there is going to be execution and failure. I mean, that's inescapable in any startup, okay? Because we are all budding entrepreneurs. We have no experience whatsoever, especially when you are young, okay? So one way to go about it is to, let's say, execute idea A, plan B, to back it up. Let's say something fails, you have your plan B in place. Plan B fails, you have your plan C in place. Okay. And let's say nothing is working out, then change your perspective. Okay. There must be certain things because of which things are not working out. Okay. Maybe change the kind of people that are into play on that particular idea execution. Okay. Or let's say talk to a few people that are experienced in the business. Okay, reach out to a few people, or just take your own time, contemplate or study the pros and cons of different methods, and then go ahead with something. Do not easily give up, because there are so many businesses and there are so many examples. If people really gave up, it wouldn't be a big, they really wouldn't be. So at the end of the day, it all depends on how clingy you are to that particular thing. But also know when to let go certain ideas. That's what I would say. You should understand the balance.
Thank you, ma'am. There is one more question. How would you suggest budding entrepreneurs to seek help from an entrepreneurial support system like NABARD and be mindful of their requirements as well?
I think one of the most amazing things for someone to do is just go up on Google. I mean, you can literally solve 90% of your problems in life if you know how to Google well. Nowadays, people don't Google enough, right? So just go up there, find out more about the support system that is mentioned. And I think one of the biggest things that helps you to be mindful about your idea is prototyping. Okay. When I say prototyping, what you have to do is essentially go out and seek a few customers before getting your business registered. Okay, your idea has to be proven, right? Are willing to pay for your particular product, and how much is it that they're willing to pay? Let's say you be able to successfully bag 50 customers or 100 customers or 500 customers, depending on whatever price your product is for. And if there is some validation, then you can go ahead and pitch that, okay, these are the kind of customers I have, this is the kind of data I have, and this is the frequency, and this is the average, like buyer persona, or this is the average amount of money I'm making per buyer in his lifetime. So these are the kind of metrics that matter to investors or the support systems, right? So you should be very like need to have that data in place. So go out, first prototype and have your business proven, and then go for venture capital or any kind of a support system, any entrepreneurial support system, I would say.
Thank you, ma'am. There is one last question, ma'am. What is the best way to gain experience of business when your family and surrounding is consisted of job-oriented people?
Well, that's something I can relate to. First of all, my family also, most people, I come from a job background. Okay, we have PhDs, we have engineers, doctors, lawyers, and so on and so forth. So it's really difficult to convince parents that's there. But what you can do on your part is really do something on a smaller scale and show them the results, right? If someone really sees the results, they're not going to be saying no, right? Let's say you have prototype, you get into prototyping your idea, and let's say you get 50 to 100 customers, okay, that are paying you well, and you show them that this is how the finances look like, and if this goes big, these are the kind of finances that are going to come our way. So so if they see that data, if they see those statistics, if they see the cash coming in, they would be more than willing to help you. I think all parents at the end of the day want a very stable future for us, a secure future for us. So all you have to do is really just give them that idea and give them that assurance that yes, you can pull a business off, and also back it up by proper statistics and data. So I did the same thing, and my parents were convinced at the end of the day because I actually showed them some cash flow, I showed them some finances. So this really helped me. I think that is the way to go ahead.
Yes, that is a very important advice. There is one more question. If one wants to start learning machine learning and artificial intelligence, where he or she should start first, and what is the first basic step or platform?
Okay. So I think there's like a complete roadmap, right, to get into machine learning or data science. I mean, you cannot really pinpoint as to where to start. There's no exact pathway here. But I would say first, I think you need to have a very good handover programming in general. Because let's say you want to become a machine learning engineer or a data scientist, you are going to have to do some programming in the industry, right? So programming is one prerequisite. The second prerequisite is that you are able to understand the basic math and statistics involved in machine learning, because machine learning is essentially doing applied statistics in a coding format, right? All you are doing is dealing with a large amount of data and numbers, all of that stuff. So you need to have a good hold over the basic math involved. So programming, math, and then we have something called data engineering. Okay. So when you say data engineering, it's all about pre-processing large amount of information, uh, data which is usually noisy, right? So you see that large organizations maintain their data in the form of Excel sheets, and sometimes data is missing here and there. Like you don't know some information about some individuals, right? So to clean those noisy data sets before feeding it to a model. So that comes under data engineering. Or let's say storing data, warehousing it, it all comes under data engineering. So these are the three main prerequisites, I think. The first one is programming. You could go ahead with Python. The second one is math or statistics probability, and the third one is data engineering. I think you could go ahead with any course listed on Coursera or Udemy. In fact, on Machine Learning India, on Instagram, if you go and find at ml.india, you will find a ton of good and free courses to pursue machine learning, first of all, and to get started with your journey. So all you need to do is go up on Instagram and just check at ml.india, and you'll get what you need, honestly.
Yeah. Thank you very much, ma'am. And
Thank
your story is really inspiring, ma'am. You are really the tech woman of India. You started at such a tender age and pursued entrepreneurship while being a female. It's one of the most important thing in your life. And even then, you created such a large community of artificial intelligence and ML enthusiasts. Your advices are indeed valuable, ma'am. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you so much. Really.
Now, we will move on to our next speaker, who is Shri Rohit Kashyap ji. We are very thankful to Rohit ji for joining us today despite of his high fever and health issues. Rohit ji is the CEO at Maitri School of Entrepreneurship and Karmavir Chakra Award by United Nations. This school of entrepreneurship have created 50 plus revenue generated startups and impacted thousands of young entrepreneurs. They have helped people to start and grow their business by providing them complete mentorship and support. There is a lack of financial awareness and stability in India, so Maitri School of Entrepreneurship are also building a Maitri Finance, where people can learn about the stock market and personal finance. We warmly welcome you, sir. Please come to us and show us some your advices. Rohit, sir. Sir, there is some issue with Rohit sir's connection. Let me now attempt to introduce our next speaker of the session. I have already talked to you about Dhruv Sethji, and he's going to talk to us next. Shri Dhruv Shetty is the founder of Schemobotics. Apart from founding Schemobotics, he is a machine learning enthusiast. Prototypes on the edge using TinyML on embedded processors. In terms of software, he liked to build TinyML on embedded processors. In terms of software, he is really a very devoted person. Operating system based on robotic arm simulation software are also his favorite tasks. Robotics and machine learning deeply interests him, and in the future development, he will be taking up this niche to develop Schemobotics. In the recently participated hackathons as a team, they have been runner-ups in BirdBith AI Hackathon and Arduino Touch Let's Do More Challenge based on TinyML. It is a privilege to welcome you, Shri Dhruv Shetty. Kindly take the session forward, sir.
Yes. Can you see me?
So
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but I can't see you as of now.
Just 1 second.
Sure, sir.
Um,
Yes, sir.
Visible now?
Yes, sir.
And thank you for the introduction. It was really kind. I had started Chemobotics in 2019 in the month of June. So how did it start exactly? So first of all, till 2018 or 2019, I completed robotics. But I was a kind of an enthusiast in robotics, and I did a lot. Um, Suddenly, I started learning about breadboards and circuit systems and transistors, integrated circuits. And after that, these things kept intriguing me, and I just loved building systems and prototypes based on breadboards. So once when I visited a local store in Bombay to get the supplies for my project, at that time, I got the supplies and then I compared the prices with the other e-commerce stores. We saw that the supply chain is really reliant and is much more better than other e-commerce stores in terms of affordability and even the variance. So then the idea of Schemobotics originated. I tied up with one or two local stores, and then I started outsourcing the products from there. So first of all, the process was really hard. I thought it might be, easy, but then while starting and comparing, so and harder and harder. That was first of all, you need really good skills, web development to get yourself. Um, Even to get your site listed on Google and search engine optimization. Me almost to build the website, list the products, get the variants. So after all that was done, I started in sourcing all the products from the locals, and then whenever I got an order, so I started outsourcing those products. Then marketing was really important. So to get people into this, to get knowing about chemobotics was really hard, especially when you have many competitors in that same field. No one sees your startup when you don't have so much of audience. Even though your product is more affordable, you don't get so much of audience. So first of all, that was one of the obstacles that I was facing. And the second thing was the competitors were already huge by them. Some of the competitors were Reese 52, Robo Element 14, Robo Elements, and there were many more. So to beat them or scale my startup, that was something which was really important at that time. And I started inculcating more and more robotic categories. So for that process, I had to tie up with more locals. And so I started doing the storing many robotic like hardwares and other robotic components is not easy at then, because you need a huge investment capital thought process. What I did was, as and when I added a delay time, a shipping time, and when I got the in-source the components from the locals and then shipped it to the people who had ordered the components. So in that way, I was making a chain process of shipping the things. So we started including more categories in wireless, GPS, IoT, sensors and modules, motors and motor drivers, and drones. But slowly it was um, to get the right people was really hard. So I started advertising the startup on Amazon by adding and listing products. First of all, I started with the most going boards and components, but then the competition over there was huge. So in order to get an audience was something which is really hard. I started to focus on some niche that I can develop the um, startup on. So I started focusing on development boards, IoTs, and drone specifically. So that was the niche that I loved the most. So like focusing on the niche and specifically developing on that, and so that's really important thing because if you have a category like electronic components, it's really huge. And so there are many competitors over there, and you need to have an expertise in that field to get an audience. So I started focusing on IoT sensors, development boards, and I slowly started getting more and more audience through Amazon. Amazon was not so feasible for me because I needed to grow the startup more. So slowly I started moving off from Amazon and then developing more on the website. And then I only concentrated on industrial use and professional. So whoever is researching on the product or who is there any industrial use for that product? So the inquiries of that such, I accepted them, and the retail orders were not meant for the startup. So slowly I started moving away from the retail market and then started focusing on the professional and industrial market. So developing the startup that way was also important. You need to get into the specifics of the product, the details, more and more details, and the applications of the product. So um, furthermore, I I went into a better niche. So I took up TinyML and IoT. So what exactly is TinyML? TinyML is tiny machine learning meant for embedded, and it allows machine learning on the edge. So machine microcontrollers. You might have seen machine learning on your mobile with OK Google, or when you say Alexa, so you get a response immediately. So that's machine learning on the edge. So like that, there are many development boards used for machine learning and industrial purposes similarly. So these are mainly used in areas like robotic arms and industry sensors to sense the density, industrial sensors, also in smartwatches, even in drones, and even in computer vision applications. So I've started focusing on mostly computer vision applications and IoT for that stuff. And even IoT is wide, and that means because also includes machine learning based systems with Google Cloud IoT Core, Azure, and LoRaWAN based microcontrollers. So this was a product niche that I love the most, and slowly I'm shifting to the area where I love to develop, and also where the market is huge, because in India, many people aren't aware about TinyML and embedded development boards, but this market is going to expand a lot in 2022, and almost 3 billion TinyML microcontrollers are going to be shipped across the world between the time period of 2020 to 2022. It's actually going to change the complete system of machine learning, and instead of cloud native technologies, embedded machine learning and IoT is taking up the field. So e-commerce based on these boards, I started to expertise in that, and it will be the near like the market is really small in India right now, but the market is expected to grow a lot by 2025. And so with that, the Schemobotics startups is also going to expand. But and I also faced some challenges in scaling the startup. These were the shipping process and the web development process, and for shipping I had many delays, and for some products I went myself to pick the product. I had to ship the product, so these were some problems which were faced by me. But then slowly I started to overcome them by changing the niche of the product, by changing it to machine learning, and now I'm directly outsourcing them and sourcing them from other countries, and I'm shipping it with softwares like based kits on robotic operating system, LiDAR based autonomous cars, and computer vision based robotic arms. So e-commerce with software. So that's where we are changing. And this was the journey of Schemobotics so far.
Thank you very much, Dhruvji. I would request participants to type their questions in the chat box. No direct questions as I can see. So it is very nice to talk to you, Sir Dhruv. You started at a very, very young age and you have achieved huge success. Getting right audience is indeed the problem faced by most of the budding entrepreneurs, which you have solved very well. And with Tiny ML, your achievements are really awesome. Now, there is one question for you, that is, how did you fund your startup, sir?
Sorry.
How did you fund your startup?
So this since okay, so I, an order, I in-source from the locals immediately within 2 day shipping services, and then ship the product to the customer. So in that way, the complete chain of shipping was created. And so after some time, when you know that there are some products which are running and which are really, really good performing in the market, so you can keep them and then outsource those products. But till then I couldn't fund the startup as such, but with the upcoming niche and the industrial focused market, I'm definitely looking at that.
Thank you, sir. There is one more question for you, sir. A budding entrepreneur should concentrate on learning business along with doing, or first learn how to do business?
So what I follow was learn to do along with the thing. So as and you keep building the thing, you keep learning the thing. So first of all, take the project, take the startup in hand, and then keep learning along with it, because that's what I'm doing. After I started with a generic category in electronic components, I started learning about tiny ML, computer vision, and machine learning, interest me. And after that, I participated in many hackathons and one and some, and after that the confidence rose. So you know about the category more and more, and then you can focus on the project as well. But you need to keep taking up projects in order to learn, because you can't learn just like that. With the projects, your learning is far more better because you get a sense of the practical world and practical projects. So I did it that way.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. It was really nice and very knowledgeable talk by your side. So we are very, very thankful that you gave us your precious time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Now we can continue to our next guest, who is Miss Nishi Jain, who is the founder of Vibes Good. She is basically from Banswara, Rajasthan, and post-graduated from the Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India with majors in development studies, and completed graduation in bachelor's in commerce. She specializes in both financial growth strategies, change management, and improving overall organizational performance. She is currently founder and CEO of Vibes Good, Chief Marketing Officer at Achyutam Technical and Marketing Organization, as well as a freelancer business consultant. She holds her skill set in marketing, so she has her marketing team thrive on developing creative and engaging programs to build the Vibes Good brand. She has an unwavering love for books and is a globetrotter. It is very nice to have you among us, ma'am. Please forward with the session.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are clearly audible.
Yeah, thank you so much. Firstly, I'll begin by thanking Team Think India to provide us such a amazing platform to share our experiences and our learnings with all of you out there. So, coming to my journey, I would start by hello,
Yes, ma'am.
hello.
Yes, ma'am. You are audible, ma'am.
Am I audible? Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Um, I'm sorry for the inconveniences caused. Okay. Yeah. So I'll start by my journey and then later on coming to the challenges and opportunities that I have gone through during my journey. So this was very, so my entrepreneurship journey started during my college days, my master's days. So I used to, apply my theoretical knowledge to the small venture that I ventured out into my college, that is Fruit Go. And I used to sell fruits. And then over there, I used to, manage up my expenses and all that thing by myself. So this was a very small initiative that I took over then. And therein I got, inspired with this that we can also go with the future, getting new ideas and working on to those things. So later, learning those practical things about marketing and accounting and all that small stuff that you need to really take care while stepping into your entrepreneurship journey. So this is where I stepped forward. And just in my second year, I happened to have a very irritating experience, like shopping lingerie. And yes, I hope few of the female out there like would be agreeing with me that once in a while they might have had the same experiences that I have gone through. So whenever you go and shop out over there with your lingerie, so if in case there is a male salesperson, so he would be directly asking you out about the size or like what is your preference, and then he will be surely putting up his mind, like his mindset or his size that he wants you to, which is perfect for you. So he won't ask you, are you comfortable wearing this size? But he will make sure that whatever size he has said, so that is comfortable according to you. And that has no authenticity, or that has no calculation kind of thing. So this is the way, like, things are there in the market that is rolling out, and because of which, as we look onto the stats, so there are 85% of the female are wearing wrong size shape or wrong sizes bras. And this is the thing, like, many of us, when we go and shop, so even it's a habit of a female also, we can say that they do not look onto the specific size calculator, or they do not check out that is it comfortable or not, whether they like the pattern or the color, or these secondary things, like the secondary stuff, they put it on their priority list, and they go forward with that way. So there are more gaps that are there, and which I thought to focus on, because I happened to get so there was a sports event which I had participated, and during which I had a small pain in my breast. So I happened to meet a doctor, and she said that there is no something big that you are getting panic so, but you just need to support your breast and wear high impact bras. So that was the thing. And then when I looked over it, and when I went into more research thing, that what is it exactly, and why our breast need so much support, that we get pain, and we are prone to have any of the diseases or anything like that, which can lead to a big issues later into our life. So then I went into more things, and how the companies are serving, or since then the online platforms were also available. But this exact size thing, or size measurement, was not at all into the picture. And even if it was there, but the calculation or the consumer wasn't expecting, because they weren't adapting also, and they don't even like to get it measured at public places, or that way it goes. So everyone has their own preferences, and everyone has their own like openness, or the degree of openness that we say. So this is the way things were rolling on. And then I went like more and more research when I went into it. So I found out that the laundry is not only single domain that needs to be focused. Now there's another thing, that is menstruation. So looking at those stats, it's like 22% of menstruating women are just using hygienic product. So how about the rest 78%? Aren't they knowing that using a pad, or using any hygienic product, menstrual cup or a tampon, is better for their body, or it is like best for them? So maybe, is it awareness, or is it about the rigidity, or the resistance in behavior in accepting those products? Because these products are nothing new, they have been launched since very long, and since very long. But the adaptability and openness to get that change into our lifestyle is getting very much like, people are being hesitated to accept those changes and those technologies. So that makes a very big change in their life, and maybe impacting negatively into their lifestyle. So this how I just started with these things, and then later into my this thing experiences and practical things, when I went into the practical this shopping experiences. So I went on to these medicals and the chemist shops that were available nearby. And I happen to have a shopping experience that I would like to share. Is once I went into a chemist shop, and I went and asked, do you have a female condom? So the guy and the people nearby me were like shocked, as if I have asked as if I've committed a crime or what. That they were being like, they were looking at me that way and all that thing. So they silently said in very whispered thing that no, ma'am, we don't have. And then when I went more into asking more and this Q&A round, so they were getting a bit hesitated in answering me. So this was the scenario. And then I thought, like, this is the most necessity product, when a woman goes and asks, and if she is facing such kind of reactions and such kind of experiences, so why not to make a platform wherein you get complete privacy and you enjoy shopping rather than feeling hesitation, and you make sure that no one is looking onto you, or no one is popping out into your thing, that which is your preference or which is your choices and all that stuff. So then I went into more this research part, and I concluded over this to create a platform wherein a woman can shop freely, and she can shop with her choices and her preferences keeping in mind, not the thing that anyone is looking onto her, or anyone is like checking out her stuff, that what is she shopping or what is she doing with all these things. So therein we developed this platform called Vibes Good. It is actually a marketplace wherein lingerie, contraceptives, feminine hygiene, and intimate wear products are being dealt, and there are various companies. So according to your preferences and your budget, a person can shop onto. So, what's something new that Vibes Good is providing? So, Vibes Good is actually into breast upliftment and lingerie makeover. So, we do believe that when a person or when a woman she wears a non-padded bra, so that is one of the reasons for getting her breast saggier. And this is the thing, that this is the basic habit that one develops over a period of time. Because when a girl starts wearing a bra, so her like her guide is her mummy. Okay, now when she isn't aware, so obviously she is going to transfer that same knowledge to her daughter, or whatever she has in her mind, or whatever she has her experiences. But what is the exact thing, or what is the correct thing that a daughter needs, is provided by her mother, or her knowledge whatever she has, right? So this is the way things went on to, and then I came up with this idea to create awareness about perfect fit, perfect size shopping of your lingerie, and plus the other products like your menstrual hygiene products. Because even in this I have found this, the consumer behavior in shopping menstrual hygiene is maybe like they shop according to the colors of the product, or that pink wala wrapper wala, I want this, or the blue wala, or the rates 33 rupees or 40 rupees, or that kind of thing. So I really don't think that this is the correct procedure or the correct method to shop your product according to your choices, what your body needs. And again, coming up to the new things, that is tampons and menstrual cup. So again, I come on to the adaptability point, because tampons and menstrual cup needs acceptance. And when you're cool, when you're calm, like, only then you can use it. You can use it when you're hesitated, or when you're having you're running hundreds of questions into your mind. So yeah, this is the way the products and the specific features are being selected for every domain that we are serving into. And coming on to the another domain, that is intimate wear. So intimate wear, we are providing high quality fabric wear, which are specifically bedroom wears, not the casual night wears. And we have focused on to the relationship of a couple, wherein they can enjoy their moments without any hesitation, and a woman can shop because ultimately she's gonna be one who is wearing that, right? So it's her choices, and when she goes out for shopping, so while shopping also, again she comes up with this hesitation and privacy issue. So that is the reason that we have chosen this product into our product range. And coming over to the breast upliftment, so the breast upliftment is completely designed with this perspective that I mentioned about the breast sagginess. And the reasons behind breast sagginess are many. So some of them are like obesity, or ancestral the body behavior, or your lifestyle, your food habits, and all those things. So coming.
Ma'am, you are muted.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. It is audible
Yeah,
now.
yeah. I'm sorry. Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible now.
Yeah, okay. So, yes, I was talking about the breast upliftment services that we provide. So, starting focusing over to these services. So, when a client comes and so first of all, it is very necessary to realize for a woman that her breasts are saggy, because nowadays everyone is focusing towards the pattern, or the colors, or the extra other stuff which are being secondary important to choosing a bra, or your lifestyle and all those things. So coming over to the lifestyle, then her bra habits, food habits, her all small activities that are kept in mind, and then her medical history is taken into care, and all those small things are questioned, and completely overall this expertise are given to her. And it's a 3 month long process that one goes through, and then she gets her breast uplifted with complete natural methodology. So it's not about like we are providing with any medication or any sort of that. It's completely natural. And coming over to the lingerie makeover services, so the laundry makeover services are deeply designed with parallelly with the personality development. So this is specifically for those female who are there who wants to get something change in themselves. But it's not about changing hairstyle, or changing your outerwear or like that. It is completely about changing your lingerie. Along with that, your self-esteem and your confidence is being boosted, and all those small your personality tactics are being taken care, and how do you like to wear, or how do you want to be looked at. So everything is taken care of, and then customer is being served. So, yes, this was all about my idea and the journey that I had started. And now it's been 1.5 year when our website is being launched, and we are dealing into this range. And as of now, we are bootstrapped, and we have our office at Cradle. It's an incubation center at EDII, Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India. Mm,
Thank you very much, ma'am, about it.
yeah.
So we have a question for you, that is, how did you market, since people have so many taboos and confusion regarding these, and how did you clear their misbeliefs?
How did you market, since people have so many doubts and confusions? How did you clear this? Yes, exactly. And till now, also, like when I go with the live sessions, and I do feel this because there's a lot of confusion around. Because till now, either people listen to someone, or they might have they might have perceived some or the other thing in not in a correct manner. Okay, so I do consult them, and when you go and log on to www.vibesgood.com, and when you find, or in case if you're shopping a lingerie, so there is specifically a bra size calculator, and you do calculate. And in case if you're finding any issue, then I do consult them that how to go forward with the things. And once you're sure about your size, then it is very it makes a very beautiful experience in shopping your lingerie. So yes, I do consult them, and I do talk to them that what is the reason behind not shopping padded bras. Because yes, still I'm facing this challenge to change their mindset about shopping padded bras, why not the non-padded ones. Because there are lots of myths with that, and there are lots of personal pre-assumptions in their mind about particular product.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
There is one more question. How
Yes.
do you plan to scale with so many customized products?
Okay, so basically, Vibes Good isn't into manufacturing or producing any products. So we are a marketplace, as I mentioned. So we do tie up with the brands and we provide these specific brands to our customers and we recommend them. So as in every domain, as I mentioned, that we are dealing into specific feature. You know, like when it comes to laundry, so we're dealing into only padded bras and panties. When it comes to menstrual hygiene products, so we are into only organic products, not the plastic products out there. So these are specific brands which have similar vision like us. So we are onboarding those brands and providing it to our customers. What kind of bras should teenagers should wear? Yeah, so there are very selective companies like Jockey and Triumph who are providing teenager bras with removable pads. Okay, so if one may start wearing a bra with padded one, so she may get a habit of wearing a padded one since her child's since her teenage stage. So this is the best option that she can get around.
Ma'am,
And
excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, one more question.
yes,
Ma'am, if a teenager girl is not wearing a padded bra, she's wearing a cotton bra.
okay.
Ma'am, वो change कर सकती है padded bra से?
Yes, yes, she can change. But you know, earlier you changed
She
very
might
much.
face some problems or not. She
Sorry.
might face some problems or not.
No, she may not face any issue, but it depends on her thinking. You know, what is she feeling and what is she really hesitated to wear it, and what is the reason behind feeling that hesitation? Because girls have, a teenager when we talk about her, so there are n number of thoughts running around her that why am I changing this and what is good for me or what is not. So if she's wearing a non-padded one and if she wants to switch to a padded one, then she can calculate her size and she can get the perfect fit for her at very early stage, and this would be the best decision that she would be making with herself.
Yes, ma'am. There is one of our participant who is very delighted on your novel cause. You are really serving a very, very noble cause. And such an issue could be easily ignored, but you have brought it to light. It is very important to present the society to remove all such taboos and bring all these concerns to light. This could have saved many lives too, and also even many different diseases. You have challenged the public mindset and you are awareing people for women-related problems. It is very, very nice. And we are very thankful that you have come forth with such a startup. And you also told us about us. Our participant would have been very, very delighted. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And it was, I'm very, very thankful to all of the guests that are present here. Today, Rohit sir wasn't able to continue with us because he's really a lot ill. It was really nice that he joined in between, but he wasn't able to continue.
Okay.
I'm sorry on his behalf. And at the last, I would like to present my vote of thanks to all of the guests who came here, presented their startups, their ideas. They have shown how women are getting more and more popularity. They are going against the common thoughts that people have. They are challenging the problems and they are challenging the people mindset and coming up with new ideas. They are following their passion, moving forth in entrepreneurship and giving us a new rise. Thank you to all of us for guiding us today. And I thank all the participants too for joining us and making this session successful. I request all of you to kindly join us tomorrow for the panel talk in the morning and the evening session with the speakers from the startup and entrepreneurship ecosystem related to finance. It was really nice that all of you have attended this session. Thank you very much.